King of Avalon. The basic building where this is done is the forge. Forge contains 3 parts, Blacksmith, Enhance and Armory. I will go into that later. The basic concepts for forging equipment are scrolls. Those are kind of the recipes for the equipment you can forge. And you need steel and you need materials, and those are different for each equipment and specified on the scroll. So first we look at scrolls. How do you get scrolls? Well, scrolls you can synthesize from scroll fragments, and scroll fragments you get by killing monsters. I'm not going to actually kill monsters now, but maybe just look at some reports. If you look at, for example, when you hit a monster, you can go to your mail and then you can see, okay, here I hit a monster, level 12 monster, and I got a grade 1 scroll fragment. Actually, if you hit level 12 monsters or kill level 12 monsters, you can get both grade 1 and grade 2 scroll fragments. Show a bit more. Here we can see a grade 2 scroll fragment, and actually what we also see, we also get some pine and cerussite, and those are materials that are required for some of the equipment that you can forge. Okay, now going to the forge, going into the armory. Here we see the scroll fragments that we have. Currently we have 4 scroll 2 fragments, and we need 10 that we see on the requirements to be able to synthesize it. We have 44 grade 1 scroll fragments, and we need 5 to synthesize that. You can just click the synthesize button and then you get some scroll which you can look at for leather sandals in this case. Well, I already had 4 of those before that, so not really that interesting. If you're not interested in scrolls, you can sell them as well. You get a little bit of resources for that. Let's sell one. So what you also need is materials. Here you see some materials, the materials I have on our website. You will see a full list of all possible materials and pictures and a short description from the game where you can typically find them. A lot of materials you get either by killing monsters or by attacking and conquering the barbarian huts. You get them in the barbarian chests that are the rewards from that. So you should do that a lot because you're going to need a lot of materials. So keep attacking those monsters and keep attacking those barbarian huts together with your alliance mates. That will get you more and more materials. There are a few other ways you can get scrolls and materials. If we go to the black market, you actually see here that you can bid on some materials. Horn is a material. You can also bid on scrolls. The Horn of Destruction scroll, Champion Armor scroll. So if you synthesize scroll fragments to a scroll, you are not going to influence really what scroll you get. So it's kind of luck, and it might take a while before you get the scrolls that you want. So it could be an alternative for you, although yeah, many people might bid on this and you might need to be lucky or really pay a lot. But you can try to get some of the scrolls here in the black market and some of the materials as well. So materials you can actually also purchase, not all materials are available here by the way. Materials you can also purchase in the forge at the moment you are going to forge some equipment. Let's look at that. So I'm going to select the marching booth, and for which I don't have all the necessary materials. So in that case, this get more button shows up and you can purchase them. The thing is, the more rare the materials, it seems the higher the price. Paying 200 gold for equipment maybe doesn't seem to be so much, but I'm sure that if you don't have enough materials and you want to have better gear, you're going to pay a lot more gold to get the required materials. But it's an option at least. Not a lot of similar games don't offer this this option. So besides let's see if I can give me a second. I'm going to go, I'm going to dismantle that, and actually I get, for dismantling this copper ring, I get the same materials and steel back as what I paid for making it. Sometimes I tend to do this, just making this copper ring over and over. Here you can see, okay, 190 steel and 3 of each of those materials, and I'm going to forge that one, and you can click help. Not really useful, I already had it. I just disbanded it again, just showing you how it works to forge some equipment. So once you have some equipment and you're happy with it, you can also enhance it. If I look, for example, here at the ring of development with some food and wood projection, I can enhance it. I need an additional scroll for that, because actually if you forge an equipment, that scroll is used. So I need an additional scroll for that, and then I pay some steel, in this case 2090, and then I improve the quality of my equipment and get a slightly higher boost from 6 to 6.3%. So if I click enhance, that is done. Actually, the white level equipment you can only enhance to level 1, the ring of development. In theory I could also enhance it to level 2, but for that I need 2 additional scrolls I see here, and I don't have any additional scrolls at this moment. So I'll just leave it like that for now, but that's how the enhancement works. So it's only actually a slightly better boost than we had before, but yeah, why not do it if you have the scrolls and you have the steel. So let's go to the armory and look at the scrolls that we have. Okay, sorry, let's go to the blacksmith, and here we have the forgeable scrolls, and then we have for each of the 6 equipment slots we have a list of all possible equipments. These are listed on our website as well, with the required materials and the boost you get. So you have your armor, you have your greaves, the footwear, helmets, weapons, and amulets and rings. All of them can give boosts, and we start out by white or gray as the lowest level, and then it goes to green, to blue, to purple, and to yellow or gold as the best level of equipment. So what you should think about when making equipment, it's not, typically you don't look at only making one equipment piece for each of the 6 slots. Actually, it's quite common to have different, let's see if I can illustrate that. For example, here I have an amulet that gives food gathering speed, improves my food gathering speed, and here I have an amulet as well that gives trap attack. So when I'm food gathering, I can wear the amulet that improves the food gathering speed, but once I stop and maybe sign off for the night and I'm afraid I'm going to be attacked, why not put on this trap attack, so that at least the trap, the strength of my trap, the attack value of my traps will increase significantly. So if people attack me, at least I do more damage to them. This way you have different boosts, like you can have construction or research speed boost, a lot of combat boosts are there as well, so and monster related boosts. So whatever you do, you have to make sure you wear your lord wears the right equipment. and yeah, it's typically you can have multiple gear for one slot, and you just switch between those to maximize the boost that you can get depending on the activity you are doing. So we have seen we can dismantle equipment. Scrolls we can sell if we have scrolls that we already have. Fragments we can also sell if we are not interested in that. So I guess that is everything. Oh yeah, one more thing. Besides making this gear, you just look at black market, but you also have the auction house, and the auction house typically contains some complete equipment already, and the price for that tends to be quite high. If we see here, for example, this broadsword, the current bid is 38,700. That is a high price. We have a double-headed axe. And whatnot, all kind of equipment that you can bid on here. So this might be an alternative if you are a big spender, because not normal players, regular players that don't spend some money, don't have this kind of gold. If you are a big spender, you can decide to spend it here and get some equipment for your lord. Be aware that the equipment depends, you can only wear it if your lord has the right level. So if you buy some equipment for which your lord doesn't have the right level yet, you might not be able to wear it. Okay, that was it for now. More information about forging equipment can be found on our website. We have a full list of all materials, we have a full list of all gear, and you can also search on boost and see which gear provides certain boosts. So that could be helpful as well. If you're interested, have a look at that as well. Hey, thanks for watching the video, guys.